Hello and welcome to On Preaching, a podcast of homilies from St. John Chrysostom Parish. Today, Father Brian Zumbrum reflects on Luke chapter 17, verses 11 to 19, the Gospel reading for Sunday, October 12th, 2025.
So this past week, my dad retired. And my dad is one of those mythical creatures that don't exist much anymore, but he worked in the same company his entire 41-year career. And though the company exchanged hands, was renamed, went through more CEOs than I can count, and went completely remote post-COVID, my dad just kept pushing along, taking new positions, moving to new departments, branching into new fields, always learning and always growing. I can't tell you how much I admire the work my dad's done all these years, and more importantly, the person he has been while he's been doing it. But to be honest, I wasn't expecting much from his employer as my dad's career drew to a close. I mean, this is corporate, right? People come and go all the time, hired and fired with regularity. And my dad's company is huge, multinational. Why would I expect they would notice one little guy in central Pennsylvania who has spent his entire 41 years in Harrisburg? But I was completely wrong. So my dad's day started with a meeting of his fellow circle of executives from around the world, and when they opened up the agenda, it had one thing on it, and it was to say thank you to my dad, to share the stories of how my dad's work shaped their own, how the person he was made an impact on them. People were on that call from China and Germany and Mexico, getting up in the middle of the night or the crack of dawn to make sure my dad knew how much he meant to them. Then my dad did something which he has not done in 41 years, which he posted on LinkedIn to let everyone know this was his last day. And thank yous flowed in from all over the globe. Suppliers and coworkers, former colleagues and contractors, all sharing their gratitude for the role my dad played in their lives. And then, proverbial final nail in the coffin, one of his very first mentees, now 50 years old himself, drove the whole way up to take my dad out to lunch, to represent the hundreds of young women and men my dad has mentored through the years. And he reminded him that his career and his life owed so much to my dad's mentoring all those decades ago. So when I spoke to my dad that night, he was quite overwhelmed by it all. He just kept saying, you know, you don't often get to hear just how much you mean to people. It's a lot when it all gets shared. And my dad is certainly right. We don't often hear words of gratitude enough. Because, let's be real, we are all much more conditioned to be like the other nine, always racing to the next thing, the next place we need to be, the next to-do on the list, without ever stopping to take stock of what is happening right in that moment, of who we've become and how we got there. I'm convinced we're not bad people, we just often miss the opportunity to be grateful ones. But this Mass, and every Mass, can be the moment when we stop, when we set aside the time to turn back, to return, and give thanks. The very word Eucharist, which we use every single liturgy, literally means to give thanks. Gratitude is at the core of what we do when we gather as church. And so let us learn to do it well. Let us learn to express our gratitude for old wounds that have gently healed and forgiveness that was granted, for surgeries that went well and illnesses that we beat, for mobility restored and for getting to do what we love again. Let us express our gratitude for the relationships that sustain us, for those who have formed us and those we're lucky enough to get to form, for friends near and far, for the family members sitting right next to you, that we are lucky enough to be able to squeeze their hand in this moment and know we have each other. It's gratitude for the opportunities that each of us has in abundance, for safe places where we lay our heads, for food and clean water, for the work we get to do and the people we get to do it with, for all of the strangers who make our lives possible, who harvest our fields and fix our roads, who teach our children and rescue our neighbors, who bag our groceries and defend the most vulnerable, for this very planet in all of its abundance and beauty. And yes, there's gratitude even for the things that are hard, for love that persists even as our hearts deeply grieve the absence of those who first sparked that love within us, for the struggles and challenges that burn away the dross and leave us with pure gold, for the courage and the strength, the faith and the hope that holds us together when everything else is falling apart. It's for the goodbyes that meant we were lucky enough to have a hello in the first place. May thank you rest easily on our lips. May it find its way into every email, every text, every phone call. May it sit enthroned upon our hearts. May it be felt in every step we take, every hug we offer, every hand we clasp. May it be the first thought as we wake up and the last one as we rest. May we be people of gratitude. May we be the ones who know how to receive it. May we be the ones trusted to give it. And may it ultimately begin with us. May God be praised.
Unpreachy is a production of St. John Chrysostom Parish in Wallingford, Pennsylvania. Visit us at sjcparish.org. If you enjoyed this episode, please share it with a friend. This podcast was produced by Brendan Lorden with music by Skytoes on Upbeat. Thanks for listening. Be well.